Hello, hello. Good evening, everyone. I think many students have already joined the session. I will still wait for 1 minute, and after that, at sharp 5 o'clock. Sorry, 5 6. We are going to start our lecture. Still going to wait 1 more minute so more students can join today's section. And today we are going to discuss about data, everything about data, types of data. Good morning. Good morning. Shubham, my audio is not available. Can you hear my audio now? Can you all hear my audio? Please, am I audible to you all? Please give a thumbs up or write in the chat box. So I can see the thumbs up. So yeah, I think my okay. So I'm audible now. Okay, audible now. So yeah, I was saying that today we are going to start. Or it is already 5 6. So uh, today we are going to. Okay. Thank you. Now we are going to start today's lecture, which is the topic for today's lecture is knowledge about data. We are going to discuss everything about data, types of data, how can we gather data, everything about. So without any further delay, we shall start today's lecture. I'm going to share my screen to you all. Just a second. Can you all able to see my screen now? Is it visible? Okay. Yes, sir. Okay. So yeah, let's start slideshow from the beginning. Yeah. So now, today we are going to study about data, knowledge about data, structured, unstructured, semi-structured data, everything about data, everything related to data. How can you gather data? What we going to do with data? What kind of data are there? Everything. So let's go. So what is data? Data is a raw figure, fact, or information collected from various sources. That data can be in any form. It can be in images, it can be in video, it can be a text, it can be a history of searches or anything that stores up information about anything. It's called data in a more simpler language. So data has no meaning until it processed and analyzed. So for example, if you let's take example of Netflix only. In Netflix, we get the recommendation system. There is a section where it is written continue watching. Suppose you are watching some movies or something, and you leave it in the midpoint and leave it in midpoint and shut down the Netflix. But if you come after some time and open the Netflix, you're gonna see that area where it is written continue watching, or the you're watching something that you do that. So it is shown, oh, you have watched this, and this one is complete. That is a kind of data. And so the Netflix basically works. I will give you example only. Netflix basically works that it collected your data based on your search and watch history. Through that history, that history is your data. It analyze it and analyze and make use to recommend the shows who you like more, or which kind of shows you watches more or searches more. So the data which history, which was data, it is got used and analyzed by Netflix to recommend you more movies, because before it was just history. It was not an important thing. It was not data has not meaning. It got it meaning, or when the data has got analyzed. It says that. Now the third point is data is the foundation of data science and data analytics and AI. That is a really base thing. If you want to work on something, if you want data science is mainly have two parts, data and science. So data is a very important point, sorry, a point, part, that without data there is no data science, there is no analyzation. Everything, the analyzation, the recommendation system, the model, the ML, which is going to be used, which is going to perform all the data. If not, a data is not there, there is no subject, there will be no subject called data science. Example includes number, text, audios, videos, which I just explained. Let's move on to the next PPT. Yeah. So types of data. So there are mainly three types of data: structured, semi-structured, and unstructured. I have already told you about structured and unstructured data in my previous classes, but today I will going to study a new data also, which is called semi-structured data. We're going to study one by one about all data. So number one is structured data. What is the structured data? Structured data is labeled or organized data, which is organized in a particular manner or in a format of table. It's called structured data. That is written only. The tables organized in a row and column is called a structured data. It's a very thin definition of this. It has fixed schema and easy to analyze also. It has fixed schema and easy to analyze. Structured data, as I already told you, if you are going to work on structured data, it give you best results. It give you accurate result. It give you what really you want to take out from that data. It will give you most accurate, or uh, close to most accurate, to that what you want from the data in a structured data. But now let's talk about semi-structured data. So semi-structured data is partially organized with tags or key. Example, JSON and XML. It is flexible schema and it is moderate to understand. So in semi-structured can be semi-structured can be used to understand not I would say not a semi-structure can be understand me is like if you suppose, let's take an example of structured data which is organized in rows and columns. It is a proper structured data. This column means this rows means this. But in semi-structured, it is not that much organized. Only it is labeled that, oh, this is suppose a data set of a school. So in the semi-structured data, it will be only labeled that, oh, this is this is the classes, and that's it. There is no section. There is not this is class 1, class B, class C. So this is halfly organized. Please class 1 to 12, but that's it. There is no bifurcate between sections and the roll numbers and name. It just written these are students in class this, and these are student in class this. It is labeled only this class 12th student or class 10th student. That's it. There is no bifurcation. More bifurcation means how they are in which sections, or they are in which courses. That in 12th basically you choose PCM or PCM, PCB, commerce, arts. There is not properly structured, but it is just labeled as semi-structured. Or this is a 12th standard student. That's it. Now let's talk about unstructured data. What do you mean by unstructured data? No predefined format. Unstructured data is that just the information which is gathered. It's not a structure, but it's not labeled, but it's not organized in a row or a column. It is the best example for unstructured data are text, images, videos. These are all unstructured data. It has no schema, but it is very complex to understand. I have told you yesterday also, if you're going to analyze or work on the unstructured data, we are not it is very complex to understand also, and it is and result we want, we will not going to get that result which we want, where we are always going to get the result which you don't want, or not accurate result. To be exact, the result will be not accurate. It will be very vague, or maybe incorrect. The same thing, incorrect or vague. I hope you all got this point. So you all got this point. Structure, and semi-structure. Okay, good. Anuj, Power BI, I will show you about Power BI in the next classes. But today we are going to start only the Power BI is the last step. Okay. I can see the thumbs up. Power BI is the last step of the data science thing. Is a presenting data science visualizing after analysis. So I will first teach you about. I will just in last two classes I will just introduce you about data science. I will tell you taught you the basic. Today we are going to study about data. Then we're going to study about analysis, that results and prediction. That till then, after that we completed the whole project or we analyze the data, then we're going to start the Power BI thing. Power BI is the last step. After we analyze everything, we just to present that, oh, this thing, and I have analyzed and I have to show the other person also. So Power BI is the last thing we're going to do. Okay, Anuj. So now I let's move to the next slide, which is structured data. Uh, Structured data is stored in a fixed schema like rows and column. In other words, structured data is information, structured data information that is highly organized and formatted in a way that can that it easily that is searchable and in relation database. RDBMS is relation database, which you are going to study in SQL. If you the data which is performed in SQL, or we're going to work some database on SQL, it is basically structured database, or we are going to convert the unstructured database into structured database by following into the proper row, by fixing into the data into the proper rows and columns. Yeah, fixed schema in a proper rows column. It's called a structured database. Now we have at least a few characteristics of it also. Like it is well organized. It is fixed format. The format doesn't change. It is always be in a table format. Listen very carefully that the structured database will always be in a table format. When you see a table format thing, it is straight away structured database. Okay. Now it is easy to query and analyze. It is easy to analyze. It is already structured. The very big things already have done. And already we have conquered very big thing. So analysis will be very easy. But in the unstructured and semi-structured data, the analysis will be tough. And especially in unstructured, the complexity of the analysis is much more higher. Some of the example are Kaggle database, Kaggle database, CSV, and Excel. Kaggle I have showed you yesterday. Also, Kaggle is a website. I want you all to, if you want to do any projects by your own, or do you want a database, go to Kaggle, search the project you are going to do, and you're gonna get the database. I personally made in my sixth semester in my college. I personally made a project on the. I got the database from Kaggle only. Kaggle is a very good website. Please go. And a few more things before we proceed further. If you don't have any GitHub account, please make a GitHub account, and please download Jupyter Notebook. Please download the Jupyter Notebook and please make a GitHub account. If you can make a GitHub account, I can personally see that what kind of progress you are doing, like what you do on the project. Please update on the GitHub account so I can easily watch over it. So if you don't have any GitHub account, please make it. Please download Jupyter Notebook. It is very important. Okay, is that clear to all? Okay. Okay, I can see thumbs up. Okay. So I'm moving to the further slides only. Now, Kaggle is a global online community and platform platform from data science and machine learning enthusiasts owned by Google. It is a basic description of Kaggle, which I've already explained you about Kaggle so much. So please go and check out Kaggle. We are going to move further slides because I have already explained about Kaggle. Now, converting unstructured data into structured data. What are the process? These are the procedure or the process we are going to follow. Unstructured data, raw inputs like text, audio, images that lacks predefined format. That is not in a format. It is randomly anywhere. not in a structured way. It's all unstructured data. We are going to clean that data. What do you mean clean the data? I already described by cleaning data. We mean removing noise, handling missing value. Removing noise means, for example, uh, you can see word thank you is written, but in thank you there's a, when you write apostrophe s, there's apostrophe is there, or there's inverted comma is there. If there's no need of that comma, if there is someone's name like Sharique Hasan and inverted comma are there in a table, so there is no need of that inverted comma there. That is called noise, and we have to remove that thing. In Excel we can easily do it. We will remove that thing. We have to do the solve the missing value by mean, median and mode. We are going to study that thing in the future, in the next classes, upcoming classes, how to clean data, how to handle the missing value, and normalize the raw input tools. Raw input, normalize non-input tools. That now this it is the two more main process. Now the third part, the third process, feature extraction, identifying the key variable or metrics from the clean data. What do you mean key variable? Key variable is the most important things. Important, like if let's take a school database example only. The school database, the roll number, the names, the marks, these are the important key features. So we have to identify these things. Some not so important things also are there, like your you know like your behavior thing, and like in which house you are. That is not important in related to your, suppose if you're making a report card, it is not important to which house you are in, what kind of sports do you play. That is not important related to if you're making a report card for a class, for a schools. Okay? And the third thing is tableau format, final output organized into structured rows, column and analysis. This is the visualization part, which will be good, like Power BI thing, which will be going to the last thing. In a particular, also sorry, it is not a last format. It is presenting the structured data with a proper organized table in a rows and columns. It is not about it is the, after doing the all the thing, you're going to present the data before doing the analysis, in a more structured way, in a proper row and format, organized data. Okay, so let's move to the next slide. Just a second. So let's take a real world example of structured data. Let's take example of banking system. I hope you all have accounts, bank account. I'm sure you don't using your parents' account. So let's read it out. Customer record is stored in tables, columns. What columns have a customer ID, name, balance, and account type, like savings or current. These are the columns. The customer records are stored in the tables, and the columns have this. Every column define a particular thing about a customer, like customer ID, customer's name, customer balance, which is left, account time, savings, current, and so on. And in the row, it is the number of customers are there. Customer A and customer B in the rows. Stored in SQL database, SQL database is basically is a tool which you use to organize data, to structure the proper data. Now use the reporting and prediction. Reporting and prediction. Sorry, yeah. Just a second, my screen just got messed up. I hope. Uh, yeah. So a large retail supermarket chain use structured data to manage its daily operation. Now we're taking a case study example. It's a two example. This is a banking example, which is explained in a very short, with the few lines. Now we are going to explain, read it out, a case study or a real example of a retail supermarket. So a retail supermarket chain uses structured data to manage its daily operation. Every time a customer make a purchase, the transaction daily, such as product ID, product name, quality, price, payment method, and purchase date are stored in a registration database or RDBMS, RDBMS in a tabular format. Because data follows a fixed schema. It is a structured database, so it is follows a fixed schema with clearly defined rows, columns. The company can easily query it using SQL generated sales report, track inventory levels, and identify top selling products. Managers analyze the structured data to forecast demands, which I've already given you this example. This is the most easy, one of the most easy example to understand. That's why I'm keeping it again and again. But in future, I will give you some more different examples of this. But because it is so easy to understand, that's why I'm giving it. So I think there is no need to explain further. I have already discussed you the if it's retail store or market have direction database, so you can manager can analyze which product is selling high, which is selling less, which is what customer, a particular customer, suppose a customer ID is there, what customer purchase what thing on a daily basis. So that you get all the information about a supermarket. Uh, uh, just you will all the information on supermarket, but I will read once read the and I will complete my reading. The organized nature of data it is follows for fast processing and accurate analytics, making essential for operational efficiency and strategy planning. I hope you all got this, but it is best organized nature of the data helps in analyzing the data for making operational efficiency, the strategy planning, that which thing we have to purchase more, but strategize something. We can easily can after watching the or seeing the data. I hope you all got this. So let's move on to the next slide, which is semi-structured data. So what is semi-structured data? Explanation: the data partially structured. Semi-structured, it is a simple thing. Data is partially structured. It is a simple definition. Semi-structured data is a form of structured data that does not conform a formal structure of data model associated with the relational database, but contain tags or marks to separate segment element. I've already given example of a school that in a proper structured database, it will be written that which one in which class, or roll number, section, everything, which stream he is in or she is in. But in semi-structured data, only tell it was in he or she is in a 12th standard. We don't know about his roll number, his or her roll number, about his section, about his stream, nothing. Just we have given a tag is the 12th standard students. That's it. That is the example of a semi-structure. What are it? What are its characteristics? So number it is flexible, like as your the structured database is not flexible. It is a fixed schema. What we mean by fixed schema, that it should be in the proper rows and columns. This is the format it is given and it can't be changed. But semi-structured it can't be changed. Like we distributed the student in classes, but we can also distribute the student in class sections also. Like if you take the if suppose a school of all the student of from section A, from section A, so they might be in a different class, someone from 12th standard, someone from 8th standard, 9th standard, goes down to kindergarten, first, second. The all the A section student can you can label it once. So you can change the schema, change the format from the class to section. I hope you go out on this. If yes, please give me a thumbs up. Okay, 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 okay. So Okay, okay, I can see many more thumbs up over there. So let's talk about data and semi-structured data advantage and limitation. So advantage of semi-structured data, it is flexible. It is flexible structure. We have already tell you we can categorize into school classes. Then we can categorize into sections. Then we have easy that it is easy to scale. What is I mean by easy to scale? That even a structured database, if you want to enter add new entries, it should be in the proper that first you should write the name, then the product ID, then the customer ID, then this. Here it is not like that. If you just want to add something, if it is from section A, you can, oh, you are also from you are initial, but you are in section A. Come here. You don't need to add its name, its own number, its class. That doesn't matter. Okay. Okay. And we talked about limitation. What is limitation? Harder to analyze than structured data. Yeah, it is easy to analyze compared to unstructured, but tough or harder to analyze than structured data. But because structured data is in proper format, we can get more information and accurate information about. But here it is not that accurate. In us, unstructured data is really no accurate and no accurate at all. But in semi it's somewhat accurate, but it is harder to analyze. We have to perform more what is it, more operations or more analyzation skills to analyze the data. But in semi-structured, it will be in structured data it will be less. Then it is requires special tools. This is not so important because in day-to-day life we don't use any more semi-structured data. It required a special tool, but you can structure a semi-structured data through SQL and Excel only to structure data. So it is not so important. Not so important. So let's move to our next slide, which is a real-world example. So real-world example, API response. API response, then website logs, then social media metadata used in analytics and monitoring system. API response, API. So I already told you yesterday. In API response, what is API response? API is a this key which suppose I have a API key, and you all students have a database. So I asked you, I needed information about from the database. Please send that thing. So I give you API call, and you give me a response with the data set or with the data which I want. The data I'm getting, the response of the API with data you are sending me is probably semi-structured because it is somewhat a small information I'm wanting. The small information is semi-structured as compared to a big database which is a more structured. Some part from a small part from a big structured data is semi-structured, more or less. It is a semi-structured. Let's understand another example over here. A popular e-commerce platform relies on semi-structured data to handle information received from its mobile app and website through APIs. When a user browses product and adds item to a cart or makes a purchase, the system generated data in JSON format containing fields like such as user ID, device type, location, product details, and browsing history. Although the data is organized using key value pairs, it doesn't follow a rigged tableau structure, allowing the company to easily add new attributes without resending the entire database. So here is in semi-structured data, it's tough to add a new thing, but in semi-structured, as it is written, a company can easily add a thing. Or it is here it is written that here where it is easy to add new attribute. It is easy to add new attribute without using the entire database. The flexibility helps in platform adapt quickly and changing the business need, such as tracking new customer, behavior data. Data engineers process semi-structured data, data using NoSQL database to personalize the recommendation, analyze user behavior, and improve customer experience. So semi-structured data is like you can use semi-structured data. Yeah, in the previous slide, it requires a special tool. The limitation it was there. The one of the special tools is NoSQL. NoSQL is a I will explain in further when I am going to explain the SQL part. When going to show the SQL part, I will explain you NoSQL also. What is NoSQL? How can you purchase a NoSQL? Okay, how can you use NoSQL? Everything. So semi-structured data is also important. Many, as you can see, e-commerce platform which is, use to understand the customer behavior. Because earlier customer you don't have any customers very much information, and customer do not purchase in a fixed format or any fixed thing. So it is a very vague thing. So that why semi-structured part comes along and helps in analyzing data, but it will be accurate but not that much if you get a structured data. The structured data is always more accurate, always remember. Let's move to the next slide, which is unstructured data. So unstructured data, explanation data without a predefined format. In other words, unstructured data is information that exists in its raw natural form without being organized into a specific structure like spreadsheet or database. The biggest examples are photos, videos, audio files, and the text messages. It is not in a specific format. It is not in some structured way. It is disorganized and it is in a non-structured way. So it is called unstructured data. Data in those format is called unstructured data. Here you can see the image when the photos are there. It is example of unstructured data. Then we have one of the we have a few characteristics also, which is unstructured data is always in a large quantity. Like you have if you open your gallery, you have a huge amount of photos gathered over here. Very much photo you have. This unstructured data. So unstructured data is always in a large quantity and variety of formats. There is not a fixed format. It is always a variety of format will be there, and it is very difficult to analyze. The most important point, this unstructured data is very tough to analyze. The if you it is very complex because it is very complex. It is very tough to analyze, and if you're gonna analyze it, you will not gonna get a proper result out. It is if you want to get a proper result, you have to first structure it, and especially videos and photos and videos is really tough to structure the data. So and I mean you can structure a photo in a technical terms. So it is very tough to structure unstructured data, and it is very tough to analyze it also. The basic point is this. So there are types of unstructured data also. So what are the types of unstructured data? Number one is text, email, documents, reviews, or any text message. It is a unstructured data. That message you send on WhatsApp, the email you received is unstructured. There we got images like medical scan, normal photographs, like you take from DSLR or normal photo, digital photo. They all are unstructured data. Then we have video, that online videos, CCTV, video you make from your phone or a particular movie. Suppose a movie, it is also an unstructured data. And then you have the voice recording, like songs, voice even can be anything. You're normally recording your voice, you're recording for something, uh, you're listening song. A proper song is if you're listening to a song, it's also unstructured data. And this lecture is itself, we are recording this lecture, and this lecture is recorded, we're going to upload it. It is also unstructured data. So you are live witnessing a making of unstructured data. Now, unstructured data advantage and limitation. It has an advantage also, but it has a limitation also. So let's first we see have to see the positive side. What are the advantage? Rich and detailed information. It always have lots of information and very vast amount of information. Like unstructured data is more or less have a large quantity. So the information it have also be very large and should be in detail. It should be very detailed also, and it represents real world data like photos. This recording is a real world data. So this unstructured data is the real world data is more or less the unstructured data. Like this with this recording or any photo, just click. If I just click a picture with a photo, it's also unstructured data. And if you let me complete this limitation, then I will give you one more example of Netflix only. A limitation, hard to process. I've already told you several times that it is very tough to process unstructured data. The results will be not very accurate. Requires ML, NLP, and CV techniques. Machine learning is really important in unstructured database. Then it requires high storage. And like for example, if you're going to check your phone on check your phone only for everything. If you want to open your storage device, storage file manager, and you go to a phone storage, you can see your images and videos are taking lots of spaces compared to unstructured data. So that is so unstructured data they are very high quantity. They take very much space, but they are high in information because they're in a large quantity. That's why they're in high in information. So I've told you that we're going to take the example of just a second. I'm going to take the example of Netflix. So Netflix have both structured data and unstructured data. For example, the structured data is the art history. If I was something in net on the Netflix, so it is written Sharique Hasan watches this movie, this duration, this thing in a proper format. But that is a structured data. And not only for me, the all the Netflix user which watches Netflix can have the same thing. They have all the Netflix can store their data also. So that information is called structured data, which is like our history, watching history, and the search history. That is structured data. What is unstructured data? The movies. The movies were uploaded. They are merely unstructured data only, which you are consuming, or you are consuming unstructured data. So Netflix example, great example, and which have a structure and unstructured both. I hope this is clear to all. Is this clear? Okay. I only can see one thumbs up from a student. Okay, 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 okay. Uh, am I audible to you all? This voice is clear. If you face any, if you are facing any problem with my voice, raise your hand. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, all clear, all clear. Okay, 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 okay. Sorry, Archit, I couldn't able to see your messaging. I was PPT only. So now if my voice is clear, am I a bit slower than yesterday or day before yesterday? My voice is clear to all. They are able to understand what I'm saying. Okay, okay. I can see the thumbs up. So yes, sir. Okay, okay. Thank you, Shubham. So I'm going to spin. There is wait, two or three slides are going left only. After that, I will have a small Q&A session. You can ask me question about this PPT. About this PPT, I will or any question doubt about our future thing. I will future process of what we going to do in future. I will going to answer that. There is very few things are left. Few slides are being left. One or two, I think. So let's go straight away to our slides. Oh, three more slides are there. So it is there. I have spent this slide only. Now let's go on to real world example. Example: social media post, unstructured data; medical images, unstructured data; customer support emails, unstructured data; surveillance videos, unstructured data. I have already spent lots of giving. I'm giving you lots of example of unstructured data. If you just want to create unstructured data, just click a photo. It is already, you have already created unstructured data. So let's take a case study type kind of thing on a healthcare organization. So, in the upcoming months, or in this month, we are going to make a project on student performance analysis. But in the next month, I think next to next month, we are going to make a three minor projects and one major project. One minor project every month, and a major project in the whole duration of the internship, a whole duration of the sessions, till from Feb to the next and uh, Feb, March, April, till April. So one of the sorry, uh, one of the projects will be from healthcare only. So let's read it out first. A healthcare organization uses unstructured data to improve diseases, diagnosis, and patient care. Hospitals generate massive amount of unstructured data in the form of medical images, X-rays, MRIs, CT scans, doctor handwritten notes, audio recording. Then there is also a video recording of the CT scan also. Then traditional database cannot analyze directly. Organized organization applies artificial intelligence and computer vision technique to analyze the medical images and dissect the early signs of diseases such as cancer. Additionally, natural language processing (NLP) is used to extract meaningful insight from the doctor's notes, transforming these unstructured data into actionable information. Healthcare providers can make faster and more accurate medical decisions, ultimately enhancing the patient outcome. So, like the Netflix also, uh, a healthcare system also has unstructured and structured data also. Like structured data, like information about doctor, which patients are under the doctor, what we gonna, what are the patients under the doctor, of a structured data of a patient. Let's say a structured data of a patient. If you go in a hospital, then search the patient's ID. You're gonna then get all the information, like which doctor under this is, which are the diseases is going treated, what is the patient's history. So that is structured data. And the in unstructured data, there's a information about all the reports and the images which are there. Like suppose a person have some disease related to his stomach, so it goes through a CT scan, or suppose a fracture, a person have a broken arm or fractured arm, it is go through X-rays and MRIs only. So if you go to a suppose hospital website, you search that patient's ID, you get all the information about this patient has this disease. Then if you get this doctor under have had this disease, this is his history. This time it was in hospital. From this date to this date, this much money he has spent. And if you go on disease part, then you got information about what kind of disease it had, what kind of test it's have. Then the test part, you got information about MRIs, X-ray, CT scan. This is a proper structured database, and in unstructured, which is MRI, X-rays. Suppose a doctor write about, you need a CT scan or you need an MRI or something. Then the reports come in, and the MRI sheet and the video CT scan comes in, and he analyze it, to analyze it. And sometimes doctor couldn't find able to find the proper the found can sometimes the doctor can't find the disease more properly, or it has some difficulty. So it use all the hospital use the MLT or NLP thing to recognize the to help in and find the disease. Like it upload its picture, and through NLP and upload in a picture on a ML on a model, and the picture is, as you know, is unstructured data. Okay, If you upload the picture on the ML, and then machine learning will analyze it and analyze it because it is complex to understand. Analyze it, and after analyzing it, it will tell us that it is that this disease or that disease, it is has some cancer or not or anything. I think I'm not clear. I will explain once again to be more clear. Suppose more clear. Suppose you went to a doctor, you or doctor and you need this thing to be done. Or suppose I have a fracture. I have already have a fracture. I had a fracture in 10th standard in my leg. So yeah, I take my example only. I went to a doctor. He told me to please do X-ray. So I went to the that X-ray area where X-ray has been done. So I got my X-ray, and doctor sees the X-ray, but he couldn't able to find any damage on the X-ray by the naked eye or by the zooming it also. So suppose it has technology and it uploads in the scan. It is so he scanned the my image and uploaded in a model. ML model, and the ML model will analyze it according to the training and testing part, which the model is trained for. And after analyzing it, it will tell, oh no, the Sharique has a fracture in his leg, in his ankle, in this area. It will proper and it will give the full detail also. So that is in hospital that is used to cure disease or to find the disease also. It is not very related to our data science, but it is somewhat related to data science. It is mainly the ML thing. We are student of data science, not proper ML, but we're gonna learn ML also. So it is better to know this information. So now we have a comparison table. It is a just summarized thing or the whole PPT. What difference between these three kind of data, which is features. We have format, schema, storage, analysis, and tools. In structured database, the format is stable. In semi-structured database, it is JSON or XML. In unstructured database, it is media like video, audio, images, and text messages like emails or proper text messages like schema. Schema is fixed in structured database, flexible in unstructured database, and there is no any schema in unstructured database. In semi-structured database, it's flexible, but there is no something called schema in unstructured database because it is not any organized. If it is not organized, it is not known in any kind of schema. Storage. So in structured database, more or less every time the all the information stored in a table in a table format like rows and columns, which is stored in a SQL in SQL in database in an SQL database. Okay, and in the semi-structured, there is no SQL. It is stored in no SQL. And unstructured, it is stored in data lakes. I have already told you about data lakes, that it is the uh, data mining is the gathering information from a big chunk area. If you gather some information, you can store that information. If you're going to store that information, like information, it creates a warehouse, and that many warehouse, if consider that many data warehouse, small warehouse, you are create a data lake, which is a much more higher thing. Like country, see, if you take a country is a data lake. It is a more simple example. Like data warehouse is a states, and the data mining part is like your cities in the country. I hope you got this one. Then you have analysis part. So sorry, as I've already told you several times that it is much more easier to analyze a structured database because it is properly structured, it is properly labeled, it is organized in rows and columns. You can get any information. If I want to get I want to get Sharique's marks in Hindi, in Hindi's paper. So I gonna search my name or my ID. My ID is there. I've got on my ID card column. So my ID didn't just that row. I will just walk through it. I can see. Oh, here is my Hindi marks, and so on also. In semi-structured, it is not so easy, but it is not as complex as structured data. Also, we can we will get a tough time to analyze them or difficulty, some difficult to analyze it. Semi-structured, but we will analyze it. But in unstructured data, it is really tough to analyze it. We will need NLP. I have just given an example of doctor who need a ML model to understand, oh, this picture have this detail or this detail. So it is very tough to understand, but structured data and semi-structured data can be understandable. Structured data can be easily understandable, easily the analysis of the structured data will be very easy. Now we have tools. Here are some tools like SQL and Excel for structured data. MongoDB can be used in a structure on a semi-structured data. And for unstructured data, you need NLP and CV, which is machine learning. Machine learning. Okay. I hope it is clear to all. And thank you. So this was the end of the PPT. Now, if you all have any doubt or what any doubt about the question or the our future theme, what we got.